you hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV.
What more can we expect from this year's IPL? Should we even be surprised that 260 is not enough? As Delhi Capitals, who've seen at home that records can break easily at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, have faced the Mumbai Indians in what's a crucial game for both sides as we pass the halfway point in the league stage, and these two teams need to make a serious challenge for those top four spots. So we build up to that on what is a double-header weekend in the IPL after quite a while. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket 4 Timeout, powered by JBL. It's a day for reunions. You're going to have Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya meet Rishabh Pant again, and what a reunion we have here, isn't it? It's been a while since I've had Varun, Mitchell McClenaghan and Tom Moody all in readiness, as our good friend Ravi Shastri says. You guys feeling good in the afternoon today?
Absolutely.
Did you like seeing each other next to each other? It meant a positional
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
change.
There was a little tussle between.
Yeah, there was.
No, there was no tussle on my side.
It was a polite inquiry made by Mitch that can he have that spot?
Polite, it was.
And Tom was rather rude.
It has been lucky.
To be honest with you, if he's relying on where he's sitting to win, it becomes a problem, doesn't it?
It's a very common thing in our part of the world, you know. It's very
Saurav Ganguly
superstitious.
didn't
Very
move from that
superstitious.
spot last match. Saurav Ganguly didn't move from the spot he was standing last match for almost 7 overs.
But then again, why aren't you wearing the same clothes as you wore yesterday then, if it was so lucky?
I'm wearing the same undies.
TMI.
Right, okay. Time to move on to TMI.
This is where I'd like to think that we must always try to increase the banter and yet ensure that, you know, there's a balance with the analysis.
Yeah.
And then there's Mitch.
Yeah, exactly. He just takes it straight to the dressing room.
And today's the day when we have a kids segment. Great, Mitch.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, that's for later. Shall we focus on some cricket? Let's look at the points table to just reinforce what the stakes are here in Delhi. They're on 8 points now. They're on a bit of a hot streak, 3 wins out of 4. On the other hand, Mumbai Indians, it's hot and cold, went down to the Rajasthan Royals in the last game, and they need to bounce back. They've started well by winning the toss and deciding to bowl first in an afternoon fixture. Let's get a quick reaction on that. Mitch, you could go first.
Yeah, if there's anything in the wicket that's going to help the ball slow up, it's going to be in this first innings. Yep, it's going to be hot, but it gives you the best conditions as a bowler. So, expect them to. They're going to have to come out firing because the way Delhi's hitting the ball at the moment, they look a real threat. They're starting to hit their straps. So it's going to be a challenge, but I expect them to come out with a good plans, hopefully, to that unit.
Slight shift, though. They decided to bat first at Jaipur, and it didn't quite work for them, top and tail. In Delhi, in the previous 2 games, we've seen the Sunrisers blaze away to 260 plus. Then we've seen Delhi themselves hit 220 plus. Those were evening games, batting first. Your thoughts on the decision?
I think your last point there, it being evening games, is the reason. I think what we've seen, not only in Delhi, but in most venues around the country, when you have an afternoon game, your philosophy on whether you bat or bowl first is very different to what you would have at night time. A number of factors that are involved in that, but I think it's the right decision bowling first, because if it is going to be challenging, pace-wise, if the cutters are going to stay on the wicket or your spinners are going to get a little bit more turn, it's going to be in the afternoon. But when it always seems sort of late in the afternoon, early evening, when they have that twilight period and the lights come on, the ball seems to, for some reason, just skid on. Don't ask me why. I'm no scientist. Maybe you can help us, Varun.
Might be a little dew.
What, even at 6 o'clock at night?
Maybe just like a little more moisture than general. It's maybe not dew, but a little more moisture in the air, because Delhi is generally a very dry place in the afternoons. Just with the onset of the evening, maybe just a little more moisture in the air, which also helps the ball swing sometimes for the opposition.
Wasn't a very scientist answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I asked you to help us. You've given us absolutely nothing.
I'm not a weatherman, Like, I can talk about cricket, but
you just told him that.
About the atmosphere and the weather, I'll make a few calls.
That's why we need to ask guys like R. Ashwin, who would have given us the exact sort of wind speed and brought in the historical data.
He would have made something out, and it sounded very convincing.
Okay, now this is the fixture that actually kick-started Mumbai's campaign. They went down in the first 4, and then suddenly the Delhi Capitals, they found their batting prowess with 234. The name missing on that summary is Romario Shepherd, player of the match for blazing 39 of 10. It was still a 200-plus conceded Tristan Stubbs against his former franchise, and he kept that sort of form going for the rest of the tournament. Couple of names on that summary that miss out today, curiously. Prithvi Shaw is missing from the Delhi Capitals camp, it seems. Kumar Kushagra has come in. And Gerald Coetzee has a stomach bug. Delhi belly, they say.
No.
Don't they?
No.
Well, when in Delhi.
That's a big blow.
And Luke Wood has returned to the side after only featuring in the opening game against the Gujarat Titans. Let's just get some reactions on team news very quickly. No Prithvi, first for Delhi.
A bit surprised, no Prithvi. I thought he was batting all right. He wasn't doing too many things wrong. But I'm happy for Kushagra. He's from my state. He was bought for a lot of money by Delhi, and it's a good opportunity. That's his preferred spot to bat right up the order. So we'll see a really new, exciting player today. That's great. Gerard Coetzee missing out might be a little tough one, but could also be a blessing in disguise because Luke Wood has swung it up front, and we've always talked about somebody who could bowl in tandem with Jasprit Bumrah up front and who can move the ball. So it'll be fun watching Luke Wood as well.
Yeah, the good old days of Mumbai Indians are a left-arm swing bowler taking the new ball.
Yeah, fingers crossed he takes the first over. Look, yeah, you're right. It might be a blessing in disguise because I think when Gerald Coetzee is back fit, he slots straight back into the side. And if Luke Wood performs today, then I think you've got your opening pair to be able to support Jasprit Bumrah. So, you know, if there is any swing, generally in the day there's not too much swing, but in the middle overs, one thing he won't be shy of is bowling his bouncer and also bowling his back of the hand slow ball. So he's got enough variation during that middle phase to be effective, and I just hope he is used in that middle phase this time as well, because in his first outing, he wasn't really back to come back and do that role.
There's also a non-change from the Delhi Capitals camp, which was whether or not they stick with Nokia as the overseas fast bowler. They've given him another game in what's been a tough season. Fair enough.
Yeah, very tough season for him, but all fast bowlers, to be fair.
Yes.
He's not on his own there. There's a few that have had to pay the price of very good batting wickets and, you know, limited movement with the ball in the air off the surface. I quite like the idea of that, you know, because you've got to back a world-class bowler. You know, this is
Sorry,
a big...
Tom, I'm just going to interrupt you there because it looks like it's a missed change from at least Rishabh Pant at the toss. And it looks like Lizard Williams is coming in. So Nokia has been left out.
Okay.
So debut. So that changes.
Should I rewind?
Yep. Start over.
I quite like the idea of Williams playing. No. Yeah, well...
Why would skip past him?
He looked like he was spent, though, in the afternoon fixture.
He was sick. In that particular game, he was sick. So that's why he came off the field after he completed his fourth over, because he had an illness through that game.
There also seems to be quite a recurring theme by even broadcasters on air mentioning the excessive humidity and heat playing a factor in just the overall fitness and health of a number of players.
Yeah. And I think the other thing to take into consideration is the travel on top of it. You know, these teams sort of, you know, go from venue to venue, you know, airport to airport, bus on-off buses, and it's not like a 10-minute bus trip to get to the airport. They're quite long, truncated trips to the airport, and then you're waiting around. It may sound to the viewer that poor old players having to fly around, but it actually is quite taxing physically and mentally on the players. So this end of the tournament is a critical end with regards to player management. And whether you're rotating the odd player, resting them, particularly if there's a slight niggle or a little, you know, stomach bug, not pushing it too hard, because you want them firing at the back end of the tournament as well. So this is where that management's important.
So we're assuming that Jai Richardson's still sick, because why would you nip straight past him?
I can't answer that question for you at the moment. But we know that Lizard Williams is in the side, and he's come in as a replacement player very late in the order. Had a very good South African T20.
Yes.
I'm quite looking forward to seeing what he's got to offer. I haven't seen a lot of him. Certainly haven't seen him live. I've seen him on TV, but he's certainly going in at the deep end.
Who's opening the batting is my next question here. We'll find out a little while from now. Will Kushagra slot in for Prithvi Shaw's role straight up?
100%. He's a top order batsman. I wouldn't want to see him playing the middle order because that's generally not what he's done, and very technically sound, very clean hitter of the ball. So I would love to see him opening the batting.
It's amazing how stories develop 40 games into the season, and the Capitals seem to be giving us most of these, where who would have thought going into game 40 after they're on a bit of a hot streak that their opening pair is Jake Fraser-McGurk and Kumar Kushagra, because I think Pantha said Prithvi misses out.
Yeah, I think we need to just dig a little bit deeper forgetting about Jai Richardson, more about Prithvi Shaw, why he's not playing. Yeah, that to me is quite astonishing. He's either got to be injured or maybe missed the bus or something, because he actually looked like a threat over the last 2 weeks, where he's come out there and had those impactful innings and got off to a bit of a flyer. I would have definitely stuck with him.
We'll wait for more information to see whether he's picked up an eagle or is ill or any other reason that rules him out. But Pant has simply said he misses out.
Yeah,
otherwise you would have said the other thing.
Yeah, true. The other thing that you could sense the body language between Fraser McGurk and Prithvi Shaw as two young openers. It was nearly like a competition between the two of them, and it's a healthy rivalry out in the middle as well to have that. You got two young guys wanting to really prove themselves. If one hits a 4, one hits a 6, I can do that as well. I can actually hit it further than you. And it's not a bad situation to have at the top of the order during power play overs.
In all your collective experience of afternoon fixtures in the IPL, has anyone actually missed the bus?
Oh, if there's someone who's going to miss it, it's probably going to be Prithvi Shaw.
I wasn't expecting an answer to that. On that note, we speak of Rishabh Pant as one of the key players for the Capitals. We are fast approaching, of course, the announcement for India's T20 World Cup squad and kind of form that Pant is in. Add to that what he did in the last game, picking up his second Player of the Match award and quite clearly his best performance. He's already at 342 and we're only just over the halfway point for the Delhi Capitals. He has a pretty good chance of getting to 500 runs if he keeps this form going, just as we look at the average and strike rate. And he comes up against quite the high-profile matchup, one of the few batters to have at least at some point taken down Jasprit Bumrah. It's not like it's still significantly a matchup that is in Pant's favour, because the strike rate is only 112 and 6 dismissals in 13 innings, but there have been innings where Pant has managed to do the same. And we speak of tough tournament for bowlers. Bumrah remains very much the exception. How do we see Pant v Bumrah going today, Varun?
I think Bumrah is perfectly matched up to get Pant out, because, like we were talking the other day, Mohit Sharma went down. Pant took Mohit Sharma down because the slow ball Mohit Sharma bowls is perfectly suited to Pant's game. He bowls the back of the hand. It slots nicely into his arc. The thing with Bumrah is he bowls really good off-cutter, which actually gets some bite and turn off the wicket, takes it away from Pant's arc, and obviously we know how good Bumrah is with his Yorkers. And the good part about Bumrah is he assesses the conditions and bowls according to the wicket. So he's not going to bowl in a single way. And if Pant gets a read on you, it's way easier for him to take you down.
One of the questions on Pant on his return would have been his previous challenge in white ball cricket was the shifting of gears. Just as we look at how he's gone with a decent sample size now, where he's striking at about 145 in the middle overs and then ups it towards the end. He's finding a sense of comfort with the gears in his innings now, Tom?
Yeah, he's got multiple gears. Look, he's had a remarkable season considering where he's come from. We all expected, firstly, the hurdle was going to be him and the fitness side of things. We all thought possibly he might be an impact sub and just play as a batter. But it's been incredible to see him, move behind the stumps and then also perform the way he has with a bat with what's happened. If anything, that's given him sort of, some mental strength and made him even a better version of what he was, given the hardship that he's had to go through.
And we just look at strikers at the death this season, and Pant might find comfort in the fact that he's actually got a colleague right next to him who's firing at nearly 300 in Tristan Stubbs. And I wonder the remodeled makeup of the Delhi batting lineup with Stubbs in the middle and the form that Fraser McGurk is in, whether that's helped with this helps Rishabh Pant on his return.
Absolutely, it has. We spoke about a few shows ago that whenever Rishabh Pant's batting, he's going to be batting with someone who's either flying high like a Fraser McGurk, and he's scored some runs already and is holding up that partnership, or he's got Tristan Stubbs coming in to meet him in the middle, who's just in sublime form. So it's nice. He's got batters all around him, whether above him or below him, who he can trust to generate a strike rate, and there's less pressure on him doing that. So he's freed up at his end.
We also saw Jasprit Bumrah's record against Pant and a number of the other Delhi batters, one of them being Akshar Patel, who we expect to continue in his new role, top of the order.
That was great. A great move on the given day because of the bowling combination Gujarat Titans played. Let's see if they use the same combination today as well, because obviously different bowling attack, they might just change up their strategy a little bit. But Akshar Patel has been a little vocal about not being given a chance to bat because of the impact sub, and that's a prime example of somebody taking the challenge to the coach and management and saying, you know what, I want to bat there, and then making the most of it. Great statement by Akshar Patel, which also slightly throws his name into that World Cup conversation.
Okay.
Slightly.
He's been very vocal, to think of it. We find out, though, if today the matchups are as favourable for a promotion for Akshar Patel, with Delhi batting first. Just confirming the Mumbai team for you. It's a new look Mumbai side as well. As mentioned, Gerald Coetzee with a stomach bug. They do have their full complement of 4 overseas with Mohammad Nabi in that team as well. Nuwan Tushara will continue. He didn't have much to do in the last game. Let's hope he's used differently and more effectively. Chawla stays. They don't go back to Shreyas Gopal. We thought last time it was because of Jaipur, but Chawla remains after picking up what was the only wicket, I think, of Joss Butler in that last game. All right, that's the Mumbai team. It's been a tough season for bowlers, no doubt. Stories like yesterday's with the highest ever successful chase in a T20 reinforced that. And yet Bumrah stands head and shoulders above all the trends that are developing. And we try and break down why is it that Bumrah works now. We know about the action and the awkwardness, but it's been a long time now and it's yet effective. Study those numbers, folks. Bowls a lot of balls in the good length, 46 of them, whereas economy is under 5, so to the short of good length. And you can, of course, visualize how Bumrah's good length and short of good length is with his action. Has bowled a lot of Yorkers. He's most expensive when he goes for the full toss, but if you combine the Yorkers and full tosses, there's a lot of wickets over there. First impressions of what's worked. Who wants to
just good length, right? Just simple plans. He misses less than most people do. So you'd imagine a lot of those full ones have been probably a mixture of trying to hit a good length and your Yorker attempts. So you could probably split those balls between. And, you know, the 4.9 and the 4.0 just shows you what length has been working in this tournament so far. The economy rates for good length and short of a good length. And that should be your staple.
No, I'm curious, though, if it's only his good length and short of good length that works.
No, I reckon there's probably... I reckon he would hit that more than most.
Yeah, the way I read those numbers is that when he bowls straight and full, he's a threat because he's got that great Yorker. If he misses that Yorker slightly, he's got that sort of unpredictable angle and at times a little bit of reverse. And the odd slower ball at that full pitch is also effective. But the other part that... looking at the back of a length, more the 7 to 8 metre, is that's generally where he's getting wickets. That's generally his off-pace delivery. So when he's bowling wide and slower, you know, away from a short side or just out of someone's arc, it's producing a wicket when someone's trying to hit through. So that's what I'm seeing out of those numbers. He's just a master of his skill.
Yep,
As simple as that. He's a master of the slower ball, the bouncer, and the Yorker. If you're mastering all those 3 things, you're in a pretty good space.
Yeah, we saw those numbers with the Yorker and the full toss, and you think any bowler who's trying to bowl the Yorker more often than not, like Bumrah does towards the end, will miss occasionally. Yet, Bumrah's full tosses, if you compare him with those who've bowled as many, he's actually number 3 in the list of the most full tosses bowled in the IPL in the last 4 years. And you can understand the club that he's in, Natarajan, Harshal, Arshdeep, Avesh, all assigned with the tough responsibility of bowling towards the end. Yet, Bumrah's full tosses go at under 8 as an economy. He's still got wickets. The average is about 73. When he misses, shall we say, it's not like batters punish him?
According to me, there are 2 reasons. One is that his full tosses are never just coming to you straight, they're coming to you at an angle because he uses the crease really well. So anything, even his Yorkers, he's not delivering the Yorker from the same place he delivers all balls. It's coming in at a real angle. It's coming into you. So you can never really line it up. And the other thing is, what we hardly ever talk about is Jasprit Bumrah's pace off the wicket. Because he bowls a length ball. Everybody's bowling a length ball. The reason why people can't hit his length ball is because he gets a lot of pace off the wicket. And that boils down to, if you see his action, he has a lot of hyperextension in his elbow. And anybody with a lot of hyperextension in the elbow gets a little more revs on the ball, a little more pace off the wicket. RP Singh is a good example. Even though he was not as quick as Bumrah, but there were a lot of batsmen who would get surprised with RP Singh's pace off the wicket. So when you have these physical attributes, added to the mental attributes that Bumrah has, you just become a force to reckon with.
Also, take a note in the next coming games of what field he has when he bowls those low full tosses. And he's a guy who likes to operate often with fine leg back, square leg up. And the reason he does that is because he bowls from that wider angle. If he's going for that straight Yorker, it turns into a low full toss. Generally, it's on leg stump. And the only place it can really go is to fine leg. So he's understood that when he misses, his field is set for a miss, not for a perfect Yorker, because a perfect Yorker is not going anywhere other than the 30-metre circle max. It's going for one. But if he misses, he knows the angles of his fielder when he misses. And that's one of the important things a lot of people miss at the death. It's if you're looking at bowling a Yorker or whatever line you're trying to bowl it on, you're almost setting your field for if you miss it in a half volley or you miss it full, what angle is that going to get sliced at, or what angle is it going to get clipped at?
Yep.
And that's almost more important when setting your field than anything else.
The field that his captain sets for him.
There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that he sets his own field.
Okay, let's talk about his captain though, shall we? On that note, every game of the Mumbai Indians, there's a Hardik Pandya conversation, and you almost empathize with what a player like Pandya is going through with the World Cup approaching and his own form just going up and down. Now, overall, with a batting average of 21, strike rate of 142, it's just he's found no real rhythm, and he's come in at different entry points as well. Bowling, economy is over 11, even though he's bowled 17 overs. He missed 2 or 3 games, I think, where he did not bowl, and it just seems like Hardik Pandya, the all-rounder, still needs to find his suited role in this Mumbai Indians camp. Let's talk about bowling first, since they're bowling at the moment. At times, we've to cover what we've discussed on Mumbai Indians shows, Bumrah goes missing from the game multiple times. There's been the non-news of Mohammad Nabi, and then Pandya coming in and at times bowling very important overs, and at times coming into bat also at important periods. I wonder if it's just something that he's not able to come to terms with it. What is his role as captain? Like, I'm captain, so I must bowl this lead from the front, but the form isn't backing up. What should we expect today, and what should he do today?
Well, I think what he should do is give himself, with the coach, just role clarity. What is it that I'm best suited to do, not for myself, but for this team? So what role with the ball can I do to support our bowling unit? If that's bowling in the power play or bowling in the middle overs, whatever it may be, stick to that. To me, it's been a very erratic approach with bat and ball, trying to find form and trying to lead from the front through performance. And that's a slippery slope to go down. Instead of going into the tournament with a clear role that I'm going to complement this side by backing in this position and bowling these overs. And it may not be 4 overs, it may only be 2 overs, but ultimately what you want is any player to benefit the side's outcome, not to benefit their own outcome.
Almost trying too hard to
it's
find form.
It's a really good point. I've been speaking to a few people around the building and around what their thoughts are on him as a bowler, and the consensus has been that historically, when he first came into Mumbai, Rohit Sharma looked after him as a bowler. So if there was a wicket that fell, he would bowl that over. If he bowled the 7th over or he bowled the 1st over, which traditionally are the easiest overs to bowl. So he's always been looked after. And the same happened when he went up and played under Dhoni for India. Same happened under Virat. So he's always been looked after as a bowler. And now he's a senior statesman in this side. And he's still trying to bowl the easy overs that are benefiting his performance. And he's got young, inexperienced bowlers around him who he needs to give those easy overs to, as opposed to looking at his performance. And I think he'll grow as a bowler when he realises that his job is to do the hard stuff. And then you can accept, if I'm looking at Hardik Pandya and go, oh, geez, he's bowling the 19th here because he wants to take the ownership of bowling the hard over, or he's bowling the 6th over because he wants to take ownership of the hard over, then I think that's when his bowling will go to the next level.
You want to add something? With the resources he has today, how would you like to see him go today?
I think Hardik Pandya has always been successful when he's come in the middle overs, bashed length hard, bowled his bouncer, and that's where he's got his wickets. Irrespective of what role he plays, he's a certain kind of bowler, and he has to slot into that kind of a zone. Because let's face it, he's not a bowling all-rounder, he's a batting all-rounder. right? So when you're a batting all-rounder, you don't want to be bowling the first over. You want to be slotting somewhere in the middle, maybe bowling one in the power play. But if I was Hardik Pandya, I would go back to what used to work for me: bowl in the middle, trust your bouncer, hit those lengths hard. And if you see this season, he's bowling too many slow balls, which he didn't do in the past. Before it was just like I said, a lot of hard length balls, bouncers. So he should go back to what worked for him. Even when it comes to batting number 4, he's somebody who needs that little extra time. But once he's set and once he's seeing the ball, he can take any bowler apart.
Okay, we wait and find out, as Hardik Pandya once again has the responsibility of managing his bowlers, winning the toss, electing to bowl first against a capital side that have found some form, like we've mentioned. So lots of options to choose from as we enter the impact zone. Okay, we've got 3 of our regulars back. So let's just confirm what the leaderboard looks like. Still Tom Moody with some comfort at the top with 2.57. Varun Aaron, silver medal for him as of now. Wasim Jaffer and Mitch McClenaghan. It's not much to choose between them, but let's find out how that table evolves. Still lots of cricket to be played, as we tend to say.
Well, sneaking up, fellas. Just sneaking up. It's good. Just slithering little snake.
Tom's got the look on his face.
I'm into the 2s now. I'm into the 2s.
He's into the 2s.
I'm very happy for you. Yeah.
All right.
Would you like to sit in this chair as you make your selections? Or, Okay.
All right. Since we have the 3 regulars back, I'm going to ignore what happened yesterday and simply follow the 1, 2, 3 over there to just try and keep it more interesting. So it looked like Mitch McClenaghan was bottom of that, so he will get to go first today.
Oh, that's a tough one. Batter or bowler? You need to declare what you'd like, Chairman.
Mitch, I would like you to pick your batter first.
Oh, jeez, I'm at a disadvantage already.
Or would you think
okay, no, I will, and I
He's
will.
complaining already. That's the problem.
I will go. I'm going to back Fraser McGurk.
I knew that. I just knew it.
Jake Fraser
It's a
McGurk,
punt. There's some very good players there.
Tom Moody
I'm going to go with Surya Kumar Yadav.
on the impact
He's
bench
he's a
for the
number
moment.
match winner, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, it's
I was
not a
going to
problem.
take Surya. I'm going to go with Ishan Kishan.
Ishan Kishan for Varun Aaron. Tom Moody bowlers.
I'll go for a bloke called, what's his name? Jasper Bumrah. That's his name.
Jeez, that was a tough one.
That is really,
That's
really
a difficult one to choose.
You know, he's just been able to predict this when he said decide batter or bowler. The minute I said batter, I think he smiled knowing. how
There's
it's going to evolve.
two bowlers that I would like to have taken into today's game.
Okay, very well.
You'd probably go for the second one, I'd say.
Varun
Kuldeep
Aaron.
Yadav.
Yeah.
Kuldeep Yadav for Varun Aaron.
Sheesh. Just Brett Everett's win. I will go for. Is Hardik Pandya class as a bowler?
No.
Been bowling
He's a
enough.
batting all-rounder, as described by
Yeah.
our expert analyst over here.
If you want to go for Hardik Pandya,
You can't bend the rules
No,
like
no,
that.
no, you can't be so serious.
It's like the traffic in Mumbai.
He's been bowling.
You're all
given
over,
Hardik
you're
Pandya's
all over the
form,
place.
Wouldn't you consider given Hardik
No, I'll
Pandya's
go
form?
that's-
Mohammed. I'll
that's
go
more of
Mohammed.
a-
Okay. I'll go Mohammed Nabi.
Wildcard's my
He's not
first
playing.
option.
Yes, it is Varun.
Akshar Patel.
Akshar
He is, isn't
Patel.
he? He's playing.
Joking.
Oh, thanks.
Akshar Patel for Varun Aaron.
worry.
Very keen to pick him. Mitch.
Oh.
You can now go for Hardik Pandya.
You go for Pandya
No,
now.
no,
so
I can go for Pandya, yeah.
No, I'm going to go.
You're not going to go.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not. I'm going to go Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant. Mr. Moody.
I'll go for the unloved Hardik Pandya. If this panel's not going to love him, I'm going to love him today, and he's going to deliver today.
Okay.
I'm not going to pick today.
That's good.
Why?
Actually, can
No, I think
change
it's good.
Can I change one? No.
Who do you want to change it to?
Tristan Stubbs.
Oh, you can't.
No, you can't.
You can't just
For
No,
whom?
no, no.
Flip and
That's-
flop.
no, no,
We're
I
taking a
just
vote.
want
Tom
to-
and me taking a vote. We can't. No, we're not
Exactly.
allowing it. No.
Why didn't you just pick him first? You actually had first right to pick.
Exactly.
I realised that. I was stuffed up.
Well, your boy Fraser McGurk's off with a good start with
Super
4 of the
awesome.
first ball. So why don't we get outrageous picks and predictions very quickly? Tom?
I think 187 is going to be the score,
Ooh, okay.
and I think Hardik Pandya No, not Hardik Pandya. I'm not going to say that.
Why did you tell
I'm going to say
Why didn't you tell me what you were going to say?
I'm going to say Jasprit Bumrah
Yep.
is going to take 3 or more wickets.
No.
Okay.
That's.
You're not happy with 3? He's only got 24 balls.
I'm going to say that.
1 second, I will adjudicate on that. Looking at Bumrah's form so far in the tournament, he has picked up 3 wickets on 1, 2, 3 occasions.
Exactly. That's not an outrageous
3 out of 8 games. Why didn't you go 4?
3 for less than 30.
Why didn't you give me 3 for a run rate as well?
I'll go that Fraser McGurk gets out for less than 12 balls. Not 4 runs.
Okay, so
12 runs, 12 balls.
Very well.
I'm going to
Doesn't
say
look
that
likely.
Fraser McGurk gets 50 in the power play.
Less than 12 balls, 50 in the power play.
I quite like that. He's on 16.
JFM. And Mr. Aaron.
You were messing around so long.
I'm going
That was
for-
always
Quiet,
one of my
both of you. Enough.
They're going to score 210,
Yep.
Delhi, and Rishabh Pant's getting a 50.
Punts to get 50. Could
Yeah.
you?
My score's 234.
Your score is 234.
It has to be 50 off 24.
50 of something, ideally.
50 under 30 balls.
That's getting rubbish. It's got to be less.
Okay, I'll change it.
It's got to be outrageous. It's got to be at least 200.
I'm saying
strike rate.
Akshar Patel, look, Akshar Patel hasn't got more than 2 wickets in the game. He's getting 3 wickets today.
Okay.
Let me just.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
pick. That's-
Yeah, I'll give you.
like
Akshay for 3, I think, works.
I think
Accept
that's
3
that's a sensible pick.
Yeah. It's nice how all of you make more sense the second time round. Yeah.
I love how
Thank
they've
you very
seen
much.
Fraser McGurk
It's like a
struggle
second shot
against slow balls the last
after you
game
take a
and never
mulligan
bowl
in
one.
golf. Always the best shot.
Yep. On that note, thank you very much, Varun, Aaron, Mitchell McClenaghan, Tom Moody. We pick up the thoughts of the panel at the end of the Delhi Capitals innings on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout, powered by JBL. Do download the mobile app. If you haven't already, we'll have you covered with the fastest scores and so much more in what's already a very entertaining start and an explosive start for the Delhi Capitals. We've seen records stumble very recently and very frequently this IPL. Who's to say we won't get one today as well? See you at the end of the innings.
All new hot and techy Bumrah, the Citybird SUV.